like to introduce my fiancé. I let the pause hang just long enough to make the ballroom feel smaller. Elena's chin lifted, like she was already wearing the ring. Miles leaned in close to her ear and whispered something I couldn't hear, but I saw the corner of his mouth curl, like this was a victory lap. Grandpa stood beside me, calm as stone, his hand heavy on my shoulder. The elders watched from the front row like judges. I turned my head slightly and met Elena's eyes. Then I said the name. Piper Alden. For half a second the world didn't react, like everyone's brains refused to accept the words. Then the room exploded. Gasps, whispers, a chair scraping, someone dropping a glass. Elena's face drained so fast it was almost comical. Her lips parted like she wanted to speak, but no sound came out. Miles's grin cracked. Piper stepped forward from the left side of the hall, dressed in black like she'd walked out of a storm. She didn't smile, she didn't wave, she just walked straight toward me like she belonged there. Grandma's voice hummed in my skull, satisfied. That's my boy. Let her choke on it. Elena shook her head, sharp and frantic. No, Rowan, she said, louder than she meant to. Every head turned. You can't. I lowered the mic and smiled like I was amused. Can't what? Choose the person I want to marry? Her throat moved. She swallowed, eyes flicking to Grandpa, then back to me. Everyone knows you love me, she insisted, like love was a contract she could cash in. You said you'd marry me. I did, I said calmly. And you said you loved Miles. Miles stiffened. Elena's eyes darted toward him like she'd forgotten he was standing there. Grandpa raised one hand, and the room quieted again. This engagement is valid, Grandpa said, voice carrying like a gavel. Alden family, congratulations. A flash of rage hit Elena's face. Hot, ugly, real. You're doing this to punish me, she hissed, stepping forward. Because I didn't save you in the hallway. I leaned into the mic again, forcing my voice to stay level. No, I said. I'm doing this because I finally listened when someone told me the truth. Elena flinched, almost imperceptibly. Piper reached the stage and stopped beside me. Up close, I could see tiny scratches on her knuckles, like she'd been in a fight long before tonight. Her gaze swept across Elena and Miles without fear. Grandma whispered, almost fond. See? She shows up when it matters. Grandpa handed a velvet box to Piper. Inside sat a ring that looked like it had history. Old gold, pale stone, the kind of thing museums would argue about. Piper didn't open it right away. She looked at me first, searching my face like she was making sure this wasn't some joke. I nodded once. She opened the box, and Elena snapped. She surged forward, heels clicking hard against the marble. Rowan! She shouted. Stop! You're making a mistake! Security moved instantly, but she was fast. She always had been. She grabbed the edge of the stage, eyes wild. I don't remember everything, she said, voice shaking. But I know this. Piper hates you. She always has. She'll ruin you. Piper tilted her head slightly. That's funny, Piper said, cool and sharp. Because you're the one who's been ruining him. Elena's face twisted. You don't get to talk, she spat. You've always wanted what I had. Piper's mouth curved, not quite a smile, more like a warning. I don't want what you had, Piper said. I want what you don't deserve. The room went dead silent again. Miles finally stepped forward, playing the victim like he was born for it. Elena, he said softly, putting a hand on her shoulder. It's okay. If Rowan picked Piper, we should respect it. His eyes flicked to me for a heartbeat, cold and smug, then softened again like he was the innocent one. Grandma growled. Snake. Elena's breathing went jagged. No, she said, shaking her head. No, he's mine. I almost laughed. Almost. I raised the mic one last time. Elena, I said, loud enough for everyone. You told me you didn't love me. You told me you'd marry me for the deal. Her lips trembled. I said that because I didn't remember, she snapped, desperate. I was confused.